الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن دعا بدعوته وسن بسنته وسار على نهجه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters in Deen, I enjoin upon you and upon myself the fear of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala commanded us in a verse of the Quran where He's saying that in tattaqullaha aw man yattaqillaha yaj'al lahu makhraja. Whoever is conscious of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He shows him way out. That is out of his predicament, out of whatever challenge he may find himself. وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ, and also enrich him through means he never expected. Inshallah, my brothers and sisters in Deen, in today's sermon, we will be focusing on some of the teachings of one of the verses of the glorious Quran, precisely verse 56 of Surah Al-A'raf, that is Surah 7 of the glorious Quran. In that noble verse, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, is saying that وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا وَدَعُوهُ خَوْفًا وَطَمَعًا إِنَّ رَحْمَةَ اللَّهِ قَرِيبٌ مِّنَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. In this noble verse of the Quran, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, He said, وَلَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ بَعْدَ إِصْلَاحِهَا. Do not commit mischief on the earth بعد إصلاحها, after it has been put in order. That is, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is warning us against involving ourselves in activities that will result in problem on the land, that is in the world. لا تفسدوا في الأرض بعد إصلاحها. We have found ourselves, with series of challenges, problems here and there, and nobody is happy, and we all want to get out of it. And there is no way we can get out of those problems so long as we don't avoid doing things that result in those problems. And why we deemed it fit to continue to remind ourselves from time to time to avoid things that brings about evil in the society is this: because it consumes, not only those who are involved, but rather it affects those who don't do. And that's why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said to us in a verse of the Quran that وَاتَّقُوا fitna. He says, you fear calamity. Why? He said, لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً. Not only those who caused it, that suffers it. But at the same time, you doing it too, stop it for your own sake, not even for the sake of others. Because whatever evil you do have consequences, and you will definitely suffer its consequence. Today, whether you are a good person or you are a criminal, you are having problem. Because if your own is armed robbery, if somebody's crime is kidnapping, so you will go and rob and you will be kidnapped by the kidnapper. Or maybe your own is different, but maybe you fall sick, you go to the hospital, yes, they will treat you and you will not get well. Why? Because another person's crime is producing fake drug. So you do your damage in your area, and he is doing his own damage in his own area that affects you. Yes, even if you have money, no matter the treatment given to you, so long as you are not using the right medication, you will not get well. Yes, the doctor may give you proper prescription, but so long as you have people who are involved in fake drug, producing fake drugs, and you take fake drugs, you are actually killing yourself more, not actually helping yourself. Or you go to the market, if another person's own crime is what? Mixing bad food with good one. Yes, you buy food to eat in order to get healthy, but unfortunately you become what? Sick. Because the food you are eating contains some other things that are harmful to you, because somebody is there more concerned about maximizing profit more than saving your life. So brothers and sisters, indeed, like I keep reminding us, we all collectively have responsibility of saving our various communities, saving our various states, saving our various countries, and saving our world at large. And we can only achieve that. Like I said, our challenges are not our laws. Our challenges are not our world. Our challenges are not based on how we are putting together. Yes, everyone can say whatever he wants to say, but fact remains a fact. Reality remains reality. And what works is reality, not your imagination. For example, as a Muslim, your lifestyle is different from the lifestyle of a kafir. But if you move into a circle dominated by non-Muslims, you should still live happily with them. They don't have to become you before you can live what? In harmony with them. Yes, if for any reason as a nation we are putting together, and for now we are still living together, we should still be able to live in harmony. So long as each and every one of us is ready to do the right thing. What saves us is doing the right thing. And so long as we continue to do the wrong thing, we will continue to suffer. Yes, if you want to fight for your right and you fight for it wrongly, you will continue to have more problem. It's like you are worsening your situation. They say garbage in, garbage out. Yes, they say two wrongs cannot make what? Cannot make a right. Yes, we can all see what is happening in our various communities. We are killing ourselves. We are killing ourselves based on some flimsy excuses. Human life have become nothing to most of us. Like I say, from the north to the east. Yes, the problem of the east is their problem. They are responsible for their problem. The problem of the north is from them. They are responsible for their problem. Yes, the problem of the west, that is southwest, everybody. See, basically, your happiness mostly lies in your own hand, not in anybody's hand. Nobody is responsible for your happiness. Nobody is responsible for your happiness. And your happiness has nothing seriously to do with whether you are the president or not the president. Yes, if becoming president is the only way somebody can be happy, then most of the tribes in Nigeria will not be happy, because we have more than 250 tribes, if I'm not mistaken. So if happiness only comes from you becoming president, that is your own tribe being president, that means majority of tribes in the country will not be happy, because we can only have one president. So what will bring happiness is what? Is justice. What will bring happiness is doing the right thing. You can be a messenger in an organization and happier than the MD. And you can be the MD and happier than the messenger. So happiness doesn't come from being the MD or being the what? The messenger. You can be the richest person and the happiest person. And the poorest person, the happiest person. And you can be the poorest person and the most unhappy person and you can be the richest person and most unhappy person, because we have rich people who still commit suicide. So it's not only the poor that commit suicide. Rich are committing suicide. Poor are committing suicide. As a good Muslim, it is your responsibility to save your brother. You don't take anyone's life unjustly, because the reason why you avoid taking life is not because of any human being. Your reason for avoiding taking life is for whose sake? For Allah's sake, because you know Allah is going to question you on the day of judgment pertaining to any life you take. So as a Muslim, your first thinking is what? Your answer to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala when you do anything. So the killings happening in our various communities, most especially we as Muslims, get yourself out of it. Don't get involved. Even if for Allah's sake, Allah gave you warning not to take any life in His own name carelessly. So why will you take anybody's life just for the sake of maybe money, or for the sake of land, or for the sake of anything? Why? What after fighting for it, you will still leave it? That's one fact all of us must understand. Whether you get something, you don't anything about this life, nothing inside is permanent. I usually tell us from time to time, yes, just for the sake of happiness, or just for the sake of one thing or the other, or what we are used to, sometimes you will say my this, but in reality it's not your own. Nothing belongs to you. Nothing belongs to you. Everything belongs to Allah. He will only entrust that thing to you temporarily, whether you like it or not. Today we have our father there, who His Excellency Tinubu, as what? The president. Yesterday we were talking about His Excellency Buhari. Tomorrow, whether he likes it or not, he will leave that office. We pray Allah spare his life till the end of his tenure. But one thing must happen. He has only two choices. The choice he has is to either ask Allah to allow him finish his tenure before he takes his life, or Allah should take his life before he finishes his tenure. That's the choice he has. Nothing more than that. Any prayer you want to do, you can't get more than this. It's either you want to die as ex-president, or you will die as what? Sitting president. If you are a rich man today, you either die as a rich man, or you will die as what? As a poor man. One will happen. And when I say to die as a poor man, that means it's either you will be alive and the world will go before you go. It's your choice. That is, if Allah decides to give you that chance. If not, He has ultimate power. But yes, you want to ask Him, yes, you can ask Him and He can answer it. But you don't have anything beyond that. So why are you killing your brother? For some flimsy reasons. Today, those killing can move freely. Some of them are incarcerated. So you see, they too are not having peace. They say a child that says his mother will not sleep, he too cannot what? Cannot sleep. They are not living a good life. Some sleep in the bush. Some can't, freely move. Yes, the way they also don't allow people to freely move. It's the same thing. He is afraid of you. You are also afraid of what? Of others. Or maybe when you check in the East, okay, maybe those who killed some people recently, after killing them, they cannot boldly move freely in the outside, because after that they will run somewhere. Then that means they too are not enjoying life. But even after you finish killing those people, so what happens? Even if they give you the land, what will happen? You will still die and leave the land. And that's what Allah told us in the Quran, that inna nahnu narithul arda wa man alayha wa ilayna yurja'un. He says, certainly we will what? Inherit the earth, and wa man alayha, and whoever is on top of it. Wa ilayna yurja'un, and unto us is their return. So we need to avoid wasting lives, taking lives, involving in evil. Let us struggle as much as we can to do the right thing. Like I usually tell us from time to time, you put in your mind that you want to do the right thing. Yes, I know nobody is perfect, like I usually tell us. I'm not saying you can have a perfect human being. Everybody have his shortcomings. But you wanting to do the right thing, Allah will make, even if you will make your mistakes, it won't get to a level of damaging the society. So we all need to love ourselves. We need to protect ourselves, irrespective of our political differences, irrespective of our tribal differences, irrespective of our status. We all have responsibility of protecting one another. You cannot have peace when you don't work for another person's peace. The best way to have peace is to work for someone else's peace. Like I used to say to us sometime, if some of us can remember, like in the past. Yes, if you like, surround yourself with security men. If you don't work towards the security of others, after you too, you will lose the security, because those security men around you become insecurity to you also. But if you work towards everybody's security, you too will automatically have it. Because if the country is safe, even a governor can move without any convoy. He's not afraid. But if the country is not safe, definitely you have to look for a way of protecting himself. Today you have people in power, or somebody, moving in a bulletproof vehicle. Sometimes he come down somewhere, he put bulletproof vest, and so on. It's not comfort, it's problem. You don't need to envy anybody moving with too much security. There's no point to envying that person. It's a problem. He is trying to save himself from something he's afraid of. And fear is a problem. Like Allah told us in the verse of the Quran, everybody have his own problem. The poor man's problem is hunger, and the rich man's problem is fear. The rich ones fear more than the poor, and the poor have, go hungry more than who? More than the rich. And that's why Allah says, فَلْيَعْبُدُوا رَبَّ هَذَا الْبَيْتِ الَّذِي أَطْعَمَهُم مِّن جُوعٍ وَآمَنَهُم مِّن خَوْفٍ. He said they should worship the Lord of this house. Why? He said, الَّذِي أَطْعَمَهُم مِّن جُوعٍ, the one who fed them from hunger, وَآمَنَهُم مِّن خَوْفٍ, and saved them from what? From fear. So if you want to save yourself, think of saving your brother. You see, if the northerner want to have peace, walk towards the peace of the southerner. And if the southerner want peace, work for the peace of the northerner. You can have peace when the north is not in peace. And you can have peace when the south is not in peace. Because you can move freely. Many of us, there are a lot of places we want to go today. We cannot go. Why? Because you are afraid. You have the means of going, but you are afraid of what? Of your life. So some opportunities are there for you and you couldn't go. You want to make money, you can't make the money because you can't go to where you can make the money. So you can see the problem we are causing ourselves. So how is everybody happy? How is everybody enjoying? أقول ما تسمع استغفر الله العظيم الجليل لي ولكم ويسأل المسلمين من كل ذنب وخطيئة فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. Brothers and sisters, indeed, like I said, whatever is happening to your brother, feel it is happening to you. Yes, as Muslims, yes, when our brothers in the East are dying, or maybe some are killing themselves, you should feel the pain. It is your brother that is dying there. Don't feel because you are not an evil man. It does not concern you. That evil man is your brother. That evil man is also one of what? Banu Adam. Children of Adam. Well, that's what you are. We are all descendants of Prophet Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. So all of us are bloodly connected. The only thing is that maybe due to one thing or the other, we're a bit far from ourselves. So anything happening there, feel is something happening in your house. If you don't walk towards stopping it there, it will come to your house. It will reach your end. Just to say the same way, if it is happening in the north, you refuse to assist towards stopping it, it will reach your end as well. It's a reality. Because the way Allah designed the world, He did not design it in a way that any human being or any race can be independent on of other people. We are all interdependent. We need them. They need us. They can't survive without us, and we can't survive without them. And that is why when you go to any region, they have something, they lack something. Yes, they have something and what? Lack something. And you too have something, you lack something. So what you lack, you go to him to get, and what he lacks, he comes to you to get. That's how Allah designed the life. Because nobody is God. It's God that doesn't need anybody. But any other person needs somebody. You cannot be somebody without other people. Our father today cannot be president if there is no voting, right? If there is no election. The election was organized by some people. The voting was done by some people. His own vote is only one. And even if you say it is not voting, it is selection, the selection is still done by some people. It doesn't matter. Call it anything. If you say rigging, the rigging is still done by some people. It doesn't matter which way you want to say they get there. Other people are still involved. So you cannot be anything without others. If no human being in the country, you can't call anybody president. If there is nobody in the mosque, you cannot call me imam. So you are imam because there are people. So if there are no people, then you are nobody. And that is why if you want to be somebody, then make others somebody. Irhamu man fil ard, yarhamkum man fis sama. Be merciful to those on the earth, the one in the heaven will be merciful to you. Wallahu fi awni al-abd. Allah helped his servant. As what? Madam al-abdu fi awni akhihi. So long as his servant helped his brother. Then Allah now went further to say, وَدْعُوهُ خَوْفًا وَطَمَعًا. Call upon Allah, khawfan, fearing his what? His wrath. Wa tama'an, and seeking, hoping for his what? For his reward. Then you want to get Allah's mercy? You want to pray, Allah answer your prayer? Then he said, Inna rahmatallahi qaribun min al-muhsinin. The mercy of Allah is closer to those who are good. So you cannot be harming people and you pray, Allah answer your prayer. You cannot say the leaders are oppressing you and you are oppressing others in order to get from the leaders what you want, and you expect Allah to be behind you. And that's why it looks as if nothing is working for us. Because the one complaining of oppression is also an oppressor. So as you pray against somebody, somebody else is also praying against you. And whatever means we have, please let us use it for good things. Anything you have, we look for money, but money should not be your number one reason for doing anything. Because what is killing us today is that material reason comes first. Humanity comes second to us. So you can kill anybody to get what you want. And the day the society goes that way, then they can never succeed. أقول ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم يسر لنا أمورنا واستر عوراتنا وآمن روعاتنا وأحفظنا وأحفظ الصالحين اللهم أعن إخواننا اللهم في جميع المسلمين اللهم في جميع المسلمين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية ولنبيك بالرسالة وماتوا على ذلك اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وعافهم واعف عنهم واكرم نزلهم ووسع مدخلهم واغسلهم بالماء والثلج والبرد ونقهم من الذنوب والخطايا كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس وارحمنا اللهم برحمتك إذا صرنا إلى ما صار الرحمين عباد الله قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.